Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Chaos County. Today we're going to finally start digging into this traffic problem over here. We finally have enough people and enough traffic hanging out in the city for us to start making meaningful changes to the road network as we require them, not kind of just overbuild from the start. And that's going to be my philosophy for playing this game. Once we start seeing a big issue or something like this, then we will start to address it, and it'll be more fun that way because we will address a specific issue as opposed to just maximizing the capacity on all the approaches and things like that. So that's what we're going to do in today's episode. But before we get into that, I just want to quickly zone all of this so that there's a lot of traffic coming in to actually take up residence over here. So there's a few things that I want to do. The one thing is I'm considering actually running this monorail straight through here to potentially have a outbound one station somewhere over here in the city. Oh, I mean in the town of Colton, I believe, right? Colton, yeah, in the town of Colton. Just one that kind of runs straight across this way. To go there. That's kind of the thing that I'm thinking about. We can still have all kinds of other maneuvers because what I'm thinking is we should have distinct lines. So because we've got the two stops here, I'm thinking one can be like a little bit of a loop that runs through here, and the other one can be a line that potentially ends up here somewhere and runs all the way to actually pick up people at Colton over there. I think that could help. Well, it could help this situation quite a lot. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room over here for a potential expansion of that. So it won't be zoning all of this, but we will be zoning the rest of it so that we can start getting everything going. So we need a fair bit more residential. And I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and zone our residential in like that. I think that area is going to be good. This nice tree area in the center is going to be just perfect for this. We'll leave that be as is. Let's just grab a little bit of the other tool. So I like using the marquee tool instead of just the fill tool because that gives me a little bit more control over the size of how blocks will look and feel and work and so on. Okay, so I'll fill all of that. I'm always tempted to just do, if we've got a little four block over there, to just make a little shop in there, especially considering that this is the pathway. So that works quite well. I will be zoning on this main street over here, but I won't necessarily be zoning residential all the way on that. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll continue to zone our residential in here, in there. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to continue to zone it in here also, little bits and pieces over there. Okay, and I'll continue to do that, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so what I've done is I've filled in the first row of high density residential over there. I've added a couple of like corner shops in as well. I think we can do more high density residential over here, but we need to add in a few facilities also. So I'm thinking death care is one of those that we honestly need to make sure that we have straight away. I'm thinking this area is a little nicer over here. Maybe we'll move it in this way a little bit more. Maybe something like right over there. You don't necessarily need it to run like next to the little pathways over here. Let's bring it in kind of something like that, where we can't necessarily fill out something better and proper. We also will need schools, so let's quickly grab a few schools. We probably will need more than one school, so I'm thinking maybe first instance we'll grab one school right over there, and another school. I'll show you another school maybe right in this area over here. I think that's going to be fine. Just off the main road, especially because it's like primary schools or elementary schools. Then we'll need at least one high school, I believe, in this area. I'm just going to go standard high school, and this one we will actually provide on the main road. If we bring through a monorail, it might be good for us to put the school right over here. We can have a crossing where people can actually get to the school. The monorail stop could be somewhere over here, which will help for the school as well. We'll just get it around the corner a little bit like that. I think that's going to be fine. We'll put the school in over there. We need some other medical and police and things. I mean, the only medical and police stuff is up there, so we can do some smaller medical and police pieces over here. Death care we've got. What we don't have is potentially elder care. Elder care, oh, we have elder care right over there. Then I'm not going to do elder care over here. What we could do is we could like maybe do a child healthcare center or something like that. A little bit of, so there's some at least some functional pieces in here. Okay, let's put one of those in here, and we'll support that with a clinic right next to it. So that kind of thing will work over there. We will grab some police infrastructure. Just a small police station, I think, will be fine, and maybe we'll do that in this general area right over here. Those areas seems to be pretty well covered from over there, but then this section does not. So I think it's probably good. Maybe next kind of close to the school over here, so it covers most of this area. Yeah, that kind of feels okay to me. And then fire coverage. I don't think we have proper fire coverage in this area, so maybe a little bit of fire coverage in this area as well, and maybe centrally located like the police station is maybe also a good idea, but maybe on the other side of the school. So we'll do something like that. We'll see how if that's gonna be the case. I think that's all the kind of real facilities that we immediately need in this area. I don't think we need much more than that. So now I can go ahead and just finish off a little bit more of the zoning. Should I? Maybe I should leave it a little bit so that it fills in a little first. The only thing, as I said, I'm not going to zone directly on there because I've got a little bit of there, but this section might become a little bit busy, although there are other bits and pieces that or access routes. This area similarly, but it's fairly small distances and so on. So I think that's generally going to be okay. Like this. So let's leave it like that. We probably will fill in much more commercial on the main line, but also we can do residential. There can be a fair bit more residential in this area also. Okay, now let's move on. I'll unpause the game on a slow speed, and then let's talk a little bit about what we're going to end up doing over here. One of the things I absolutely want to do is extend this arterial to come out this way so that it ultimately feeds something over here. We also have that arterial over here. There's been some talk in the Discord about maybe an airport in this area. We will come and we will revisit that at some point. At the moment, I'm not building an airport, but we will revisit that. It could be a good idea to have an airport over here or over there, and we'll see what kind and how we do it and so on. So first thing I want to do is I want to actually expand that, maybe tie this one into the other side, but we also definitely want to maybe convert this now from a national road to something with a little bit more substance. I am going to just use the very standard boulevard section. I believe that's going to be just fine. I don't think we need anything better than that. I don't think we necessarily need to do something that's, or we can. You know what? Maybe we go a bit of a wider, bigger road. Maybe we even add bus lanes to it. Maybe we even do that. Let's have a look. So if we go ahead and we upgrade that, what's the look and feel of that? I like it. I like it. Let's maybe do that. Ultimately, we can use these guys to do overpasses. I do love the overpass piece. So that's maybe something that we can flare into as we go. Oh, the problem we have with this though is can we widen at the intersections? We have a 4+1. So if we now say, well, let's upgrade that section and swing it around. Yeah, see, this isn't going to, I mean, we can't properly flare out our intersections if we use the big one. Yeah, that's everything we've got over here. So if we go with the large roads, we don't have a flare out, do we? We don't have the asymmetrical. We've got bus lanes. We've got the 4 wide. I mean, so the 8 lanes per direction. But ultimately, I think that's not going to work. So let's go back down to like standard stuff here. Standard stuff. We'll go with this one. We'll do the asymmetrical piece in there. Ooh. It's interesting. Oh, hang on. But still, it doesn't have 3 on the other side. It doesn't have 3 on the other side. There's 4 plus 2. So I can basically do do that, right? That flares it out, but it only does 2 on the other side. So something like that is an option. Anyway, let's leave it be with this, and we'll just go standard. So then standard does this, but if I do this one instead, wow. And we then go standard over there, which it is already. For some reason, it doesn't want to. Okay, but if I do this one, it's a little cleaner. Anyway, I think that's going to be just fine. We'll deal with that with the node controllers and things like that. Okay, so that's going to be our standard. Now let's grab this one and we'll quickly move it into the area that we want to do with it. So let's switch on, the contours. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to run into a hill over here. So what I'm doing is let's do a little bit of this. I don't want them to get too close to one another because ultimately they are two arterials and they shouldn't be next to one another. It'll be pretty steep up here, but I'm tempted to just run it directly over the top of it. Oh, and look at this. Now we're going to have, okay, so let's continue a straight line up here. Can I? Can't actually. It is snapping is on, off, all. No, it's fine. It's kind of snapping. Let's bring in something like this, and then I'm tempted to run it on the top of the ridge over here, and maybe turn it. How does that? How does this look? I'm not a big fan of where we're at over here, but ultimately maybe something like this. Okay, maybe that is reasonable. Maybe we'll move it a little bit over. Okay, let's just trim that back a little bit. Bring that back. We obviously don't need to do the entire thing right now. I just want to keep a bit of an eye on how we're actually doing it. Because we do need to provide pretty decent. The other option is for us to run in this way, and this guy runs this way, and it's probably a little bit better for us to do that. So let's try. If we do this, but I don't think this is going to work, right? This is going to look awkward down here. It doesn't look that awkward, but still not a fan. Okay, I'm not gonna continue that. What was that tool? Hang on. What is this? Surface. I have markings. What is this? Lights. My goodness, I've never even noticed this. That's really interesting. Hide blacklisted items. Auto scroll. Reset current network settings. Pillars. Wow, surface types, gravel, dirt, coloring, hide intersection markings. Wow, interesting. I don't think I've really noticed that in the past. Okay, well I'm gonna trim it back, and we'll just kind of leave it somewhere up here, like so. And then how we kind of do that in the future is we'll figure that out. Now, if we go back to this area here. We also want to upgrade this road section in between the intersections. And we at the same time want to run the rail line through here. And so maybe let's quickly upgrade the road first to something more substantial. And I think between these two, we will go ahead with maybe the full 3x3. Let's see. There we go. We'll have to have a look at see what's going on down there in a jiffy, and I want to kind of flare it out over here a little bit too. So maybe not the full extent of that, but what I thought we'd do is we'll grab this one and we'll kind of squeeze it in something like this. And then we'll see how we deal with that. But that should be pretty reasonable for us to get more traffic through here. Is that actually working down there? We don't have any pillars or anything down there, so it should be just fine to deal with that. There's now multiple lanes that can actually turn there, but we will still do some further improvements right over there. Excellent. Now that's a good starting point. The next thing I want to do is I want to run the rail through here. And we'll need to consider how we deal with rail as we run through. mean, how are we going to go rail underneath or rail over the top and then underneath? It just doesn't feel right to go over and then under. So potentially what we need to do is just grab the rail and run straight down. Okay, so we will ground it. Or you know what we could do? We could do tunnel. Let's let's go ahead and drop it down. This here, okay, and then do that back up there. No. Tight, keep it tight. Something like that, right? Is not too awkward, and then we'll continue to run it through straight over here. I do like how closely we are hugging the road over here. So let's continue that. And now I'm assuming we'll need to start putting, switching on the anarchy tool because we're getting a little tight now. Don't quite get why it has to be this tight. Can we just take off snapping and see? Ah, perfect. That's much better. That is much better. Okay, hang on. If we switch that off, yeah, it just doesn't want to work. So we'll have to do anarchy and see what is our best bet through here. So if I go, ooh, that's not right. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, undo. Can we? We can't undo. Okay, hang on. We'll have to do it in sections then. Okay, let's trim it back. We'll try that one more time. All the way down. Well, let's do it down here then. We do. For some reason, it just wants to do it at the top there. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll move it. We'll quickly drop that down. I want to get to the rest of the road stuff as quickly as we can. But yeah, there we go. So we'll run it through there. Then we'll just need to run it, continue to run it through there. I mean, this is brilliant to have it run through there. So let's quickly finish that off so we can move on to the rest of the road stuff. Well, what we'll do is we'll just effectively put you on the ground there. Something like maybe up to this spot right there. Yeah, I mean, that's extremely reasonable. And now the idea is I will actually just tunnel it through here. So it goes underneath and then we'll finish that off. So now what we'll do is we will go and say, you will be running tunnel to there, and then we will be bringing you up 1, 2, 3, something like this. Okay, so there we go. That's our rail. I'm not a big fan of what we're seeing right over here, so I'm going to try and hang on. Grab and move it to, oh, it's going to have to be underground, right? Okay, anyway, I might come back and fix that in between. The idea now is for us to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of these roads. I'm completely happy with this single lane kind of highway on the ramps that we're dealing with over here, and you can see it's already much better. But the intention here actually is maybe, okay, what I want to do is I want to make a free flow section through here. So let's grab it. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and grab free flow, and we will do this. And the question in my mind is, should this be highway ramp? I think it should be. I think highway ramp is just fine. I want to do free flow over here, but maybe highway ramp is not the right tool. Maybe if we do this one-way section through there, something like that, I think that might be a little bit better instead of the highway ramp section. Let's quickly do the upgrade here. And you know what we can then do? I'm going to upgrade this little section through here to be a little bit more substantial. Shall we try that section? It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. If we do that, I don't know. We'll fix that. We'll fix how we do this. But the idea is that that'll be free flow. This will be free flow. We'll have good through movement through there, and we will have multiple left turning lanes over here with good through movement through there. Something to that effect, but we will need to provide ourselves with a little bit more space. So let's pull some of these things back a little bit so that we try and maximize our area of effect here. So if we do something like that as the intersection, now let's try and pull it the way it should look and feel like in kind of real life situations. So we do something like that, then we'll take the node controller. I'm hoping I can fix all of these weird things with the node controllers. Let's start off with this guy, and let's make it. Yeah. So if we do something like that, this is substantial. I'm not sure it's really good. We do something like that, and then we'll go over here. We'll do the same thing. Something substantial like that. It actually looks pretty good, and if we get the markings and things right, it should be fine. There we go. The only issue we have here is the fact that we've got this massive drop down. Let's quickly, I think this area, this should be a 3x2 kind of situation. So if I do that, yeah, that feels better to me. This could be a 3x2 situation for this and that movement. I do like that. That actually does work quite well. This could be a 3x2 situation in the other direction. That is a 3x2 situation. So it's a pretty big intersection right there. That can kind of work. We're a little. I think what the issue is here. So we're probably a little close with these junctions. We need to, there's a node in here that we need to get rid of. And for the life of me, I'm sure that we can get rid of a node, but it just doesn't, I'm not too sure about it. So let's grab this and we'll fix that little section. So if we go in from here, was that the wrong one? Maybe that was the wrong one. Why is there so many nodes anyway? So this is into the node, I believe, right here. Let's quickly try that again. Just do straight into there. The entire thing actually was supposed to go in there. Not that, but like so. There we go. Now let's try that. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Now, I'll just need to... why does it it insists on doing that, doesn't it? So that turned there, but what we could do, this is okay, we could actually bring out this other road again and have it turn that way. So there's a few things we can do here to get this intersection to really work. Okay, so now with that option there, well, to be honest, we should probably just then get this one in here too. Can I go down underneath and get this? I want to move this one. How do I go underground? Like so, and then if we do M, there we go. I'm going to pull that forward, and then we'll go okay, grab M again, we'll grab this one here, and we'll pull this one forward. Yeah, so something like that. Now we have enough room to maybe squeeze in our section here. Let's grab not the parking, but this one instead. And we'll tie that in there. So there's a little bit of awkwardness going on right over here. So I am going to fix this one up, and I'll show you how it will look once we're done with it. Okay, so I think I've kind of sorted it out. I haven't done any of the line markings yet. I'm just switching it on. I've messed around with it a fair bit to get it to this point. But basically, and there's a little bit that I need to do just to make sure that these guys... So let me quickly explain the line markings over here. So what I'm intending with the movement. So this is like the right-hand lane over here will be like a free flow, well, almost free flow lane onto the highway. From the highway, you'll be able to split into free flow, well, kind of free flow lane into the northbound direction if we're looking at it like this. Or you'll be able to split to come down south over here or go straight across into the city. From the city's direction, right-hand lane will be free flow towards Carlton or the other side of the highway. If you want to get onto the other direction of the highway, or you can go straight onto the highway over here, or you can turn left towards the north over there. Okay, so that's basically the setup. Now, let me quickly do junction restrictions over here. I wouldn't mind allowing all of these guys to just be able to continuously flow. That's kind of the intention over here, over there, even from this way, that's okay. With these things, you have to do that. I do want us to maybe switch off all of these intersections or these crossings for people or pedestrians. We will ultimately have bridges and stuff like that if that's how we're gonna deal with it. I don't think I've got a signal up here at the moment. I'll have to have a look. This is obviously one of those situations where you would like to do a signal. Something's funny. I don't know why all of a sudden now the time is starting to move again. Didn't make any changes to it, but anyway, now back to the situation there. Now let's just close off all of these crossings, and we just allow these guys to run straight through. So that's basically the intention. So if we have a look at this now, is it happening? Is this like acting as a... So yeah, this isn't actually acting as a signal. So let's... well, it is acting as a signal, but for some reason, it's not quite working that way. Let's try... If I drop the node a little bit... Oh, I'm not actually doing the node at all. Okay, so currently it's not picking up any signals here. Okay, that's a little bit awkward. I'll have to see how we can do with that. Maybe I'll have to move these other nodes out a little bit so that signals can reappear over here. But we definitely need signals, and that's maybe something that I will fix ultimately. But the idea is that we have kind of free flow movement from here and kind of free flow movement over here. That is generally the idea. And I think apart from the fact that we don't have signals operating in this general area. Oh, and I've got 2 lanes turning left in here. Ultimately, I think that's going to be just fine. We'll taper them down back over here and then actually enter over here into this new area. We don't have power, so let's quickly allocate a little bit of power over here just so that these guys can actually tie in. And I think I've probably now messed up a certain section through here in terms of the zoning and things. Let's quickly get up. That is in fact connected, so should be fine. That will ultimately be better. Okay, so this is the starting point of what'll be our interchange, and again it is going dark and it's going in the wrong direction, and it's just weird. Stop. No, stop completely. There we go. Okay, so guys, I think what I'm going to do is we obviously need tons of line markings over here. We still need to do the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cut in this episode over here, and I'll quickly go straight into the other one. This series specifically might have a little bit of problems going forward, considering that I'll be in quarantine, moving to Western Australia tomorrow actually, and I'll be in quarantine for 2 weeks, and I won't have my big PC with me. Just a laptop, so I'm not sure I'll be able to continue this series until I get out of quarantine. So do bear with me. There's a bit of stuff that still needs to happen. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, hit that like button. Please leave your comments down below about the starting point of our big intersection over here. There's still a little bit of work that I'll need to do. I'll do some in-between episodes, and then we'll work on the other side in the next episode, and probably need to look into sorting out a little bit more, a little bit of a improvement over here. But I think that is the only pieces that we really need to deal with. This side actually works, but I might get a free flow movement to go to the right. Should be very good if we can achieve that over there. But other than that, I don't think we need to change much for that intersection over there. But this one is a pretty substantial one ultimately. Yeah, I do like how we're dealing with it over here. We just need to figure out the intersection. Okay, well, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.